Wisconsin is home to 23 pivot counties, voting for former President Barack Obama in both 2008 and 2012, and then swinging to Trump 4 years ago. Kathy, let's start with you. Do any communities jump out at you as, yes, this is the one to watch on election night?
I can't pick one in particular, but for sure my eye is going to be on Sauk County, which the world is paying attention to. It is one of these counties that went for Obama in 2012 and then for Trump in 2016. And they've just been inundated with attention. But that is a bellwether, as well as, I would say, Mineral Point, closer to Madison. One of these municipalities that, again, swaying from Obama to Trump, but in 2018 kind of showed a mix in terms of voting for one way for the governor candidate and one way for the Senate candidate. So those are two places I'm going to have my eyes on, as well as that, again, that northwestern corner of the state.
And Anthony, you touched on this a little bit in the first segment, but there are so many pivot counties in western Wisconsin specifically. Talk to me a bit about that.
Absolutely. It's a long list of areas in western Wisconsin that seem to drift with the political winds. Some pivot counties that I'm going to be paying attention to on election night include Buffalo County, Crawford County, Trempealeau County, Vernon County, and Jackson County, all counties in southwestern Wisconsin that went for Obama twice and then went for Donald Trump in 2016.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about pre-2008. We talk a lot about the Obama era followed by the Trump era, but let's go back 20 to 30 years before 2008. What does that political history tell us about some of these counties in the state overall? Kathy, I'll start with you.
Well, that we're a closely divided state, and we have been for some time. I mean, there's a lot of attention on Wisconsin in the past few cycles, but there's been a balance of partisan support in Wisconsin for some time. So the Fox Valley is kind of balanced out the Dane County area, for example. The southwestern corner of the state is an area of change. So over the past few presidential cycles, we've seen it gradually shift from Republican support to Democratic support and somewhat back. So I guess historically the lesson is things change here in Wisconsin. We haven't always been a blue state. We've probably never been a solidly blue state, and we're very purple.
Anthony, and how does that play out, that long political history in western Wisconsin?
Well, I would just echo what Kathy said. This state has a knack for close elections, and when one region moves towards one party, it seems to be counterbalanced by another region moving towards the other party. And in western Wisconsin, we might see that playing out in the sense that if this election does move back in the Democrats' direction, I would be watching for western Wisconsin to be moving in that direction right along with the rest of the state and the rest of the country.
Now, really quickly to finish out, Kathy, talk to me a little bit. Is this an issue, especially in pivot counties, of turnout, or is it an actual change in how people are voting?
Oh, great question. I think it's both, but turnout is huge, and especially in this very unusual election, turnout with respect to absentee voting or early voting it's a huge question mark.
Is this an electorate issue? Are we going to see new registrations, different voters, or are people actually changing how they vote in western Wisconsin?
I think in western Wisconsin, you have a disproportionate number of people who are willing to change their party vote. They're willing to vote for candidates of different parties. And that's not necessarily the case elsewhere in Wisconsin or elsewhere in the United States. So in some areas, it's really about turnout, where you have real core support for one party over the other. In areas like western Wisconsin, it could be more about people just changing their minds.
Great perspective. Thank you again, both of you, so much for joining us, taking the time to share your expertise. To everyone, have a great Sunday.